Here are some superstitions that I have heard surrounding death. Death always happens in three. I'm not sure why it happens like that, but even working in a nursing home or in hospitals, they always go in three. I don't know why. Even celebrities, they also passed away in three. So if you have someone passed away in your family, just know two more is unfortunately going to pass because it always goes in three. Another thing too, when somebody passes away in a home or in a hospital, you open windows so the spirit can transition, or else it will linger in the house. It might not linger forever, but it will definitely stay there longer if the windows are not open to allow the death to pass away or to go free, basically. Even in Haiti, same thing. Somebody passing away, they open all the windows, clean the house, and all of that so the spirit of the person can cross over. Another thing when it comes to death is going to a cemetery. If you're going to a cemetery, it is required or it is said that you should cover your head or you should leave the cemetery walking backwards because you don't want to risk taking anything home. I don't know why this is said, but your crown, you can basically bring something home. So that's why they always cover their heads going to a cemetery. And another thing that I hear about deaths is if you hear a dog barking at nighttime, just know that you're going to hear something about a death or whatever. Sometimes it's just a dog being a dog and just barking at all hours of the night, right? I've heard that before and I've never heard anything about death, but that seems to be something that they relate to superstitions when it comes to like death. Third thing is that when you die, your spirit transition, so your spirit doesn't die, the body dies and the spirit transfers to something else. That's why they say that energy never dies, it transfers. So that's one thing that I've heard. I've always heard that about dying. If you have a dream of your teeth falling out and you can physically see it falling out in your dreams, that means somebody in your family is going to pass away. This is a very weird way of seeing it, but apparently it's something that is true because I've actually heard that before. Another one that I've actually heard is that pregnant women should actually avoid going to funerals because from what everybody says is that the dead can possess the unborn child, so basically possess your child. Or if you have to go to the funeral, you just cannot avoid it. Just avoid looking at the deceased because I don't know. I'm assuming it's because you are more vulnerable when you are carrying an unborn child because basically the womb, the woman's womb, is like a portal to bring in new life. So you don't want the dead to possess your child, your unborn child that is in your stomach. Weird, I know, but it makes sense. The popular one is that you should cover your mirror after death in a home. So that is the reason why you always see the white sheets covering everything because for one, mirrors are portals and they do not want the dead to be trapped in that mirror, which means that the dead will basically stay in your house until that mirror is removed or destroyed. And another reason why you should cover your face or you cover your mirror is so that you can focus more on the deceased and not yourself. That one doesn't really make much sense, but the whole mirror covering thing still exists today. A lot of people still do it. It's a big thing. It is also said that if you see a hearse is a car that carries dead bodies, you should touch a button on your clothes to avoid being the next body that the hearse collect. That one is kind of funny, honestly. I never heard of that one before until I started doing my research for this video. Very, very interesting. But now I know I will be touching my button every time I see a hearse. I mean, I've never done it before, so I don't know. The one that I've actually heard is that you should touch a button on your clothes if you spot a hearse. Now, a hearse is a machine or a car, not a machine, a car that carries dead bodies. And by you touching a button on your clothes is to prevent the hearse from picking up your body next. It's kind of silly, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that one, honestly. This one I've actually heard before. Toss some spilled salt over your shoulder to blind the devil. that. Now this one is actually part of like spirituality. I've heard it multiple times. You should toss salt. If you spill some salt, you should pick it up and toss it over your shoulder to blind the devil. That one is actually interesting. We all know that salt is for protection, right? So if you spill some salt, just toss it over your shoulder to blind the devil. Add on to the whole open windows when passing. And to touch up on the whole open windows after a passing, well, have you ever wondered why most hospitals and nursing homes are actually haunted? Well, that is because they do not have windows that can be opened for safety reasons. And because of that, and because there's constantly people dying in hospitals and nursing homes, those spirits are actually trapped in the place, and they're basically wandering around looking for whatever, wondering why they are just there. So they don't know a lot of time that they have passed away, so they're basically lingering around until they become angry enough to become spirits, angry spirits. So that's why a lot of hospitals are haunted. Majority of the time though, they won't do anything to you unless they're like really really angry and they've been there for years and years and years. But yes, the opening of windows does help for the spirit to pass on and to be freed. And also it is good to sage the place also, so that way you can get rid of any negative energies. And another thing about death is that you should absolutely respect the dead, or else you will learn the hard way. Trust me, it is important that you respect the dead. I think this is it for today, guys. Bye.